but in the last 4 starts, he's only walked 3 batters. I bring that up because you take a look at this batting order for the Houston Astros. You got the speed at the top with Bourne. If you don't get him out, then you're looking right down the barrel at a pretty good threesome, a very good threesome. Tejada, Berkman, and Lee. So to me, this matchup with Karstens and Bourne, critical because of what follows in the Houston batting order.
Bourne 2 out of 5 with a ribby last night and swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Nigel Morgan playing center field.
In that sun field early in the ball game, but
one
he's
pitch,
fine.
1 out.
Nice.
You saw Morgan make the play in center. He's flanked by Craig Monroe in left and Delwyn Young in right. Andy LaRoche at third, Eric Hinsky at first, Jack Wilson, Freddie Sanchez up the middle, and behind the plate it's Robinson Diaz. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jeff Karstens as he faces Miguel Tejada. Was 1 for 4 last night, extending his hitting streak to 12 straight games. Ball 1. Steve mentioned that his last 4 times out, Karstens just 3 walks, and compare that to his first 4 starts where he walked 13. Tejada doesn't walk much. He swings the bat. It's a fly ball deep to center. Nigel Morgan back, and it'll short hop the wall. Tejada on fire, has a 1-out double, 4th in the league in hitting, and extends his hit streak to 13 straight games.
He is a very strong, good hitter. He hit this ball right on the button. It had a lot of carry. There's a gentle following breeze out toward left field, but a lot of this is created by the strength of Miguel Tejada. He just put a charge into it with a very comparatively effortless swing.
18 doubles ties in for Freddie Sanchez, or with Freddie Sanchez for the league lead. Scoring position quickly, and it's Lance Berkman who had a couple of hits last night.
A little late on that fastball from Jeff. Just 2nd career start for Karstens against the Astros. No decision, his first time out. And we were talking earlier too about the fact that Jeff Karstens needs to keep the ball in the ballpark. 8 starts so far, 8 home runs given up.
That leads us to our A&L Motors keys to the game from Steve Blass.
I jumped the gun a little bit, didn't I?
That's all right.
It happens.
When they're good keys, so it's understandable that you would jump on that.
Yeah.
Strike 1 and 2. Well, can we go back to them?
We're going to try
maybe
to
a little more in depth.
Yeah, we're going to try it. Well, I was waiting for the pitch, partner.
No, I know that.
Jeff Karstens, keep the ball in the ballpark like we talked about. Andy LaRoche, yep, make the most out of moving up in the batting order. You put those 2 together and you got yourself down the road in this ball game.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Berkman. It's 2 and 2. That other start for Karstens was April the 16th. It was the final game of the series, the opening homestand. Pirates won the opener. Zach Duke, you remember, pitched the 4-hit 7-0 shutout. The Pirates lost game 2 of that series 4-1, and then lost 6-3 on April the 16th. Karstens lasted just 4 innings, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. There's Zach Duke. And a strike 3 is called. Well, if he gets that call, Karstens will have a great night, especially if he's spotting that fastball there.
Yep. Don't forget that if you're getting that kind of call from an umpire, just stay out there, see how long you're going to get it.
And that looks like a pretty good pitch from that angle. Marvin Hudson is the home plate umpire. Another look.
That ball is tailing out away from Berkman, but apparently Marvin thought it caught the corner. And maybe it's Marvin's garden.
Carlos Lee at the plate. And we always qualify it with the fact that our camera, that angle is off center, so that can be a deceiving look.
Yeah, it's on the shortstop side, so if you conceivably bring that over and back a home plate, that ball is wider.
1 ball, no strikes on Carlos Lee. 8 homers, 29 RBIs, and an off-speed pitch is lifted to right, where Young makes the catch. Good work from Karstens. The red-hot Tejada doubled, but that was it. After a half, Houston nothing. The Buccos come to bat. Pirate lineup is brought to you by PNC. As Steve said, shaking up a bit here, this lineup. Nyjer Morgan leads off. Andy LaRoche bats second for the first time as a Bucco. At third base, Freddie Sanchez hits third. Craig Monroe, the cleanup man. Then Eric Hinsky, Delwyn Young in right. Robinson Diaz, Jack Wilson, and Jeff Karstens.
Against number 1 in ERA, Wandy Rodriguez, 171 ERA, making his 11th start. He's making his 7th career start against the Bucks, 3-3 against Pittsburgh. Take a look at the overall numbers, and one number you don't see there, I don't believe, 0.88 ERA in night games. And it's not night yet, so let's get him early.
Well, that's kind of the that's the prescription of how to beat Wandy Rodriguez anyway. Get to him early, but certainly do it before the sun sets.
That's right, like a vampire. Much better when it's dark. Like Jack Schramm, the Night
That's
Stalker.
Right, yeah.
The Night Stalker.
Former Pirate marketing VP. 3.27 day ERA for Wandy Rodriguez.
He's a native of the Dominican Republic. He's not that big, as we said, 5'11", 160, 30 years old, his 5th major league season. He's been kind of so-so, but talking to Jim Deshaies, who knows a good bit about pitching, broadcaster for the Astros, ball fouled away, he said it's kind of one of those situations where he's figured it out. He's got it, and he's been more consistent with his curveball. And he's also got one of those changeups to right-hand batters that will fade away. In other words, you got a right-hand batter, and it'll fade away down the first base side of home plate. So it's not only changing speed, but it's got a little movement away from right-handers.
Swing, and the appeal goes to Marty Foster. He says no. So it's a full count. Roy Oswalt, the ace of this staff. Pirates miss him. He'll face the Rockies on Monday back in Houston.
Jim Tracy's Rockies.
That's right. They won last night. Jason Marquis pitched a dandy, and that's a good start. Nyjer Morgan draws the walk.
Yeah, we'll take our chances with our leadoff man and his speed also, just like the Astros do with Michael Bourne.
Brings up Andy LaRoche.
Kind of interesting when you take a look at this new lineup. Morgan at the top, you know that, but then you got actually a couple contact guys in LaRoche, Andy LaRoche and Sanchez, and then you got the long ball guys with Craig Monroe and Eric Hinsky. You got the bats and then the taters.
Strike one on Andy LaRoche. A couple of hits last night. His average above 300, 302 now.
Well, it's a long way from midseason last year when he came over and kind of trying to get squared away and get his feet on the ground. Well, they are solidly on the ground right now.
Takes a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's why you have to rely on your experts, the manager, the general manager, the coaching staff. Even though the outcry, what a bad player they got in that trade. What are the Pirates thinking? Nope, stick with them. You believe in them. The scouting department. And there's a line drive base hit for Andy LaRoche. First and second.
Stay hot. Yeah, there's a reason that you're attracted to a particular talent, a particular ball player, a particular guy. And,
I mean, if you're watching this right now, be truthful with us. When he hit $152 last year after the trade, didn't you think it was a bust and that the Pirates should bench him or send him to the minors? Because we heard it all over the winter, but the Pirates stuck with him.
Well, there wasn't much to like.
Exactly.
When we saw him last year.
Right. Again, that's why you rely on the baseball people.
Yep, there is a lot to like about him right now.
Freddie Sanchez hitting .330 on the year, 10 hits in his last 13 at-bats. Over his last 5 games, he has 12 hits, covering 18 at-bats, and he tries to bunt, and it's a foul ball. And this is something we've discussed with John Russell in the past. He said, early on, you'd probably prefer maybe your best hitter in Freddie Sanchez to swing the bat, but Freddie is an unselfish guy, and he's trying to move a runner along.
It's going to be dark soon. Let's get to this guy.
.769 batting last handful of games. Time is called.
.769. That's ridiculous. What, 8 for 13, you said?
Yeah. 10 for 13.
10 for 13. I've never heard that batting average. Never heard of it once.
And he takes inside. we have seen Wandy Rodriguez in the past. Saw him one time last year here at PNC Park. He went 6 shutout innings, allowed 5 hits, walked a man, struck out 3, a combined shutout over Pittsburgh. And he is one of those guys that you really feel like if you get early opportunities, you better take advantage. And up the middle, a base hit. Nyjer Morgan waved home. It is 1-0 after 3 batters. Can you believe it? Last night the Pirates were facing, nothing against him, but Brian Muller's ERA was .831. One of the worst earned run averages in baseball. Tonight, the guy with the best ERA in the league, 3 batters into the game, they've got a 1-0 lead.
I'll go back to a situation against the White Sox when you lost 2 in a row and then had to look down the barrel at Mark Burley, and that's the game that you won. One of the best starters in the American League, so go figure.
Nyjer Morgan going to score, of course, at that speed. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO reminds you that you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. And Freddie Sanchez, now 11 hits in his last 14 at bats.
Another ridiculous number for that batting average, which is even higher than the ridiculous number you just mentioned.
Keep the pressure on Wandy Rodriguez and these Astros. First and second, nobody out. Craig Monroe gets the start in left field and the cleanup hitter. Ball fouled back as John Russell decides to give Nate McLouth a blow, give him a night off. Really struggling.
Now, one of the knocks against Wandy Rodriguez, if you take a look at the new look,
how about
Nate McLouth. Wow.
Yep, that's Nate.
Talking about Rodriguez, one of the knocks was that he didn't pitch out of jams well. So this is a test. They say he's doing that much better this year, although probably not had too many jams with that ERA that he's sporting.
By the way, Nate said he says, you know, once in a while in your life you need to make a change. And I said, well, you know, you're always playing with your locks in the back there. You're always twisting that hair. What are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to just be twisting at air.
Well, wait a minute. Where's the blonde gone? It was all blonde, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is a Pirate makeover.
2-1 pitch and 3-1 now on Wandy Rodriguez, who, by the way,
he's going to be on one of those channels now, the makeover thing.
Yep, no question. The official score in Cincinnati helped out Wandy Rodriguez in a huge way. His last start, initially Willie Taveras was given credit with an infield single to start an inning, and that led to 6 runs. There's a ground ball base hit to left. Andy LaRoche waved. It is 2-0 Pirates.
What a difference a day makes.
2-0, 4 batters into the game. Craig Monroe's 15th RBI. The Southwest field cam from that angle just eludes Tejada's glove, and Andy LaRoche will score without a throw. Dewey Robinson makes an early trip. Wandy Rodriguez can only watch as LaRoche scores. And anyway, Steve, the official score changed the ruling and gave Tejada an error. Otherwise, he would have gotten 6 earned runs charged against him in 4 innings. He ended up with no earned runs, so his ERA could have been .255 coming into this game.
Yeah, I saw that the last start. 6 runs, 0 earned runs. Yeah, that
10 hits.
That is huge
in 4 innings. So sometimes you have to look beyond the numbers, maybe. And no question that Wandy Rodriguez has gotten a lot better, though. A product of the Dominican Academy, the Astros Dominican Academy. They signed him 10 years ago at the age of 19. And he has gotten better after winning 10 games as a rookie 4 years ago. Strike called on Eric Hinsky. That's what the Pirate players are watching, that angle.
Wandy has only given up 1 home run this year,
which is pretty impressive when you consider he pitches his home games in the launching pad that is Minute Maid Park. But his career ERA is much worse on the road, actually. He has a career ERA of 5.61 away from Minute Maid. Just a little bit over 4 at home. And there's a liner towards center field that's going to carry, but the Sun, a problem for Michael Bourne. Michael Bourne was frozen and could not get a good look at it, as Hinske appeared to line it right through the Sun.
Yep, there's still that half moon area, and that was right in front. That's what you're looking at as a center fielder. And if we can get another look from home plate, there's still, if we can see it right there, that kind of half moon effect.
And he's right there, the base of that half moon. So
that is a factor for the first inning, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, good, the Pirates keep hitting. They won't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah.
Nigel Morgan will be heading out to center field in the second. Delwyn Young with the bases loaded. Obviously, that man at second, Sanchez, had to freeze.
Yeah, that ball was hit so hard it was going to carry out, but you saw that shot with the sun as you look down toward the West End Bridge coming up over the back end of the stadium.
Yeah, that center field shot looking back toward home plate.
As the summer progresses, you'll have that half moon for maybe into the second inning. It'll linger longer. Right now it's just a first inning problem.
Gives you a great look right there.
Psychedelic look.
Fouled off by Delwyn Young. Pirates still can't be content. Bases loaded, nobody out.
They owe a lot of comeback, a lot of payback for last night's ball game.
The infield at double play depth, with the exception of Berkman. He'll play in front of Hinske. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Delwyn Young, most of his at-bats have come from the other side of the plate this season, since being acquired from the Dodgers last month. Just 15 at-bats from this side of the plate, 3 hits. Overall average is .294. The 25th pitch of the inning on its way. Struck him out looking.
And that was either that changeup or the curveball that we heard from the Houston people that he has been much more consistent, much more effective with. That's the curveball. That's called the old backdoor curveball. It starts out wide of the plate and then curves in far enough just to catch that outside corner, the back door.
Well, now a couple of natives of the Dominican Republic battle here. Wandy Rodriguez against Robinson Diaz. And now double play gets Rodriguez out of it with just the 2 runs, which they'd be thrilled with.
Yeah, you got that R&R battery, Rodriguez and Rodriguez. Pudge Rodriguez, catcher from Puerto Rico. Wandy, Dominican Republic.
A fly ball to left. Carlos Lee lumbering over, and this will bring home another run as he makes the catch. Wow, I cannot believe that Hinske didn't go ahead to second, but he went halfway and then froze and came back. It'll be a sacrifice fly. That ball was hit so deep, and the way Lee approached it, it was like he was conceding 90 feet easily for both.
He was conceding at least that much.
I was thinking Monroe might think, you know, if you got somebody with better speed at second, he could have scored.
That was as casual an entire play in that kind of situation as you're going to see.
I mean, Nigel Morgan scores on that play if Lee approaches it the same way. It's 3-0. Jack Wilson now. 2 outs. Watch Carlos Lee just casually going back.
Yeah, but after he catches it,
I know, he almost thinks like it's 2 outs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Wow. After he catches the ball, there's 10 steps toward the wall with his back to home plate. I'll tell you, when you are a team that has lost 7 in a row and then finally win one last night, manager still can't be happy with that kind of approach to a play with a lot riding on it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Wilson, the 8th man to hit. .350 career average against Rodriguez. Went 0 for 4 last night. His average at .243. He'll host his annual bowling tournament tomorrow night He and his wife Julie, fundraiser for Pirates charities, bowling with the Bucks at the Noble Manor Lanes in Crafton from 6 to 9 p.m. And a block there by Pudge Rodriguez.
Future Hall of Famer, Pudge Rodriguez.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He's
had a chance to sit down with him, and we're going to play the interview tomorrow on the radio side. Greats the game. He certainly fits that category.
No question. Just less than 15 games now from passing Carlton Fisk.
Yep.
Swing and a miss, strikes out Jack Wilson. The Pirates get 3, sending 8 to the plate. And after 1 inning, lead it 3-0. Purchase tickets the day of the game at the ticket windows. Get $5 off select reserve seats. Do it in advance. Double those savings to $10 off. To purchase tickets, go to the PNC Park ticket windows or go online at pirates.com/advantage card. And tomorrow, of course, is a Giant Eagle Advantage Card Day. 1:35 against the Astros. And all youngsters tomorrow receive a Matt Capps replica batting practice jersey tomorrow. So
Lefties
check it out.
Lined up. Mike Hampton, Paul Mahalan. Tomorrow afternoon, 1:30.
Come on out early. Enjoy
Be
the
there.
Giant Eagle Kids Fun Zone out on Federal Street. After the game, kids run the bases. And use that Giant Eagle Advantage card and save. It's all tomorrow. We understand it's going to be another spectacular day weather-wise tomorrow. Boy, obviously Pence wasn't in agreement with that call from Marvin Hudson. And Pence off the end of the bat pops it up. 1 away. Little off-balance swing there from Hunter Pence. 1 down, and here is Pudge Rodriguez. Steve said future Hall of Famer, that's for sure. 3rd all-time in games played as a catcher, trailing only Carlton Fisk and Bob Boone. And he'll pass the all-time leader Fisk in what, Steve, a couple of weeks you project?
Yeah, middle of June somewhere. It's good.
Now you talked to him for the radio show tomorrow pregame.
2,227 to. And
he's got to be pretty proud of that.
Oh, he is very proud of that. We covered a number of subjects. He said he's very proud because he's been able to stay healthy. That's one of the big things he's really thinking about when he thinks about that record and longevity. Think about it. 19 years as a catcher, up and down behind home plate, and very limited time missed because of physical problems.
1 ball, no strikes. Hit his 300th career homer less than 2 weeks ago, May 17th at Wrigley Field in the 4th inning off Rich Harden, one of 27 players all time with 300 homers and a career 300 batting average.
Well, there's a lot of things for him to be proud of.
2 hopper to short. Now 3 hops. 6-3.
Yeah. One of the things, Greg, I talked to him about, he's put his money where his mouth is. $500,000 given to the Rangers, Texas Rangers Foundation, which does a lot of good work. Money donated for victims of Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane George. A lot of money donated to the Children's Hospital in Michigan when he played for Detroit. So this is a guy that keeps a perspective on things. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, darn right.
That video you saw was that 300th career homer at Wrigley. 2 outs, nobody on in the second. Jeff Keppinger at the plate, the third baseman, against Jeff Karstens, and it's ball 1.
Well, I was down doing that interview with Pudge, and they were all watching a highlight film on one of the channels of Nolan Ryan pitching in the 1980 playoffs in those Houston Astro uniforms and the Philadelphia Philly powder blue uniforms, pitch in for a strike. And they were going crazy. And one of the reasons they were going crazy because that first base coach, Jose Cruz, hit a home run in that game. And they were screaming in the clubhouse. They were having a good time going way back for that man. He's had a great career with the Houston Astros.
Some good teams, obviously, over the years. The Astros and Jose Cruz, one of the all-time great Astros players.
Yep. And there's a good guy, too. Dave Clark, former Pirate. Yeah. There are a couple ball gamers there. Jose Cruz and Dave Clark.
Jose Cruz, I think, hit 400 in that National League Championship Series, 1980 against the Phillies. Those great Astros teams, Enos Cabell and Cesar Cedeno and Cruz, Art Howe, Ken Forsch,
Terry Poole was in that lineup.
Luis Pujols. Joe Morgan was on that team.
Yes, he was. Yep.
Craig Reynolds, a former Pirate. And obviously Nolan Ryan. Fly ball to right. Could be a couple of scoreless innings for Karstens as he gets Keppinger. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. 1.5 played on a Sky Blast night. 3-zip. Karstens looking for that first hit of the year. It's frustrating him. Strike is called. He really wants that knock. Something fierce. His first 2 big league hits were against Randy Johnson in Phoenix last summer. Nothing since.
I'll see that when you hit against the best, then you relax.
2 hits and 24 at bats. And those 2 hits again coming August the 6th when he nearly pitched that perfect game. Hitless in his last 20 at bats since. Check swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We say Karsten's pitching today. Mike Hampton will go tomorrow against Paul Mahalem. Ian Snell Monday night against Livan Hernandez as the Mets come to town. Snell, by the way, given credit today, rightfully so, by Pirates chairman Bob Nutting and team president Frank Coonley, along with a lot of folks that were on hand out of the Hill District. The official opening of the Josh Gibson Field, and Ian Snell, a $25,000 personal contribution to help make that project possible. Part of Pirates Charities, the philanthropic arm of the Pirates. Ian Snell and the Baseball Tomorrow Fund, Del Monte Foods, the Grable Foundation, and the city of Pittsburgh. They all chipped in. What a job the Pirates have done with Pirates Charities.
You can go down a long list of projects that they have been involved in, and some more high profile than others. The Miracle League Field, the dedication today.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't get as many headlines.
No, and it should get a lot of headlines. The Josh Gibson Field grand opening, one of the all-time great players in the history of baseball, Negro League player Josh Gibson. The parrot, of course, was on hand greeting some of the kids. Bobby Bonilla from the Major League Baseball Players Association and the Baseball Tomorrow Fund, and Bob Nutting, of course, part of the ceremonies as they opened it up.
That's great.
A lot of baseball being played today. The mayor, Frank Coonley. And a tip of the cap, as you like to say, Steve, to all the people that also really rolled up their sleeves, literally, and put so much work into that field. And if anybody had been up in the Hill District in that area before, you don't recognize it now. No grass on that field before, just a lot of hard dirt to play on, located in the Hill District complex consisting of 2 infields and a shared outfield. The project assisted by that $25,000 personal contribution from Ian Snell, be the home of the Josh Gibson Foundation baseball field. The strike 3 is called. 2 down, and
all of a sudden Wandy's got it going.
Yep, like we said, you got to get to him early.
Well, we talked about the big curveball, and there it is. That's not a great curveball, but Niger took it and got called out on strikes. That's a little higher than you'd like it to be, but effective. If somebody's looking for somebody else, just fine.
Andy LaRoche singled to left and scored last inning. And just want to try to finish up on this Josh Gibson Field. Sean Gibson is the executive director of the Josh Gibson Foundation, a great guy and the great grandson of the Negro League great player Josh Gibson. He helped lead that project, and he thanked Pirates Charities and all the other folks that many of them that you saw on that video earlier today. But we understand that Chris Hunter, Dennis Dupre, Derek Holbert from the grounds crew, Manny Lopez from the Pirates ground crew, they almost tried to treat that field like a mini PNC Park. They put that much time and effort into it.
Well, you got that kind of talent working on a field, it's going to happen, and it's going to look like it does.
0-2 is fouled back, and we've got a treat for you next inning. We're going to talk live in the dugout with Pirates catcher Ryan Doman. He's going to put on a headset for us, and we're going to talk to him about the great news that he got the other day. His wrist is healing quite nicely, and now he's really chomping at the bit.
I was going to say.
Dewey's getting ready. This is going to be Dewey's, I believe,
his debut?
Yeah, I believe this is going to be his first time ever broadcasting during a game. So look forward to that. There's a fly ball to center. Michael Bourne is there. The Bucks go down 1-2-3. We'll talk to Ryan Doman when we come back. from Ryan Doumit on returning. Luckily for me, the decisions aren't up to me because I'd want to go out there and try to play right now with how good my wrist feels.
That's a good quote.
Geico quote. Well, that's the truth, isn't it, Dewey? It is. It's a good thing it isn't up to you.
That is 100% the truth. You know, I've been dying here, but I did get great news, and they said that you know, I'm ahead of schedule, so you know, that's good. You know, I'm counting them down. You know, I already have. I've already put a couple check marks on.
I was just going to ask you that
on a couple of the on the schedule. So you know, I can't wait.
Now, what comes first when you're so-called baseball ready? Throwing or hitting, or what? Is there a sequence?
You know, I think the throwing's going to come first. Actually, I was cleared to start catching bullpens as of tomorrow, I believe. I can't quite throw it back yet, but you know, that's good. Just getting back and, you know, getting down on my haunches and getting back in the swing of things. You know, I'll take anything right now. You know, anything that I'm cleared for, I'll take. You know, this has been a long, frustrating road for me, but you know, there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, are you sitting in the dugout during the whole game, Ryan? Or are you pacing back and forth the clubhouse, stairway, dugout?
I tell you what, Steve, I have no fingernails left. You know, I'm down to the nub. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, I got to go home and play PlayStation baseball just so I feel like I'm doing some sort of baseball playing, but. You know, I'm getting there. You know, like I said, the news that I got the other day was tremendous, and that's what I was looking for. So, you know, I'm counting them down.
There's the walk to Edwin Masonette to lead things off. Talking to Ryan Doumit in the dugout.
Now, do you find yourself every once in a while trying to call a pitch, or just sitting there, curveball or slider, or trying some way to keep yourself in the game mentally?
Yeah, under my breath, I'll throw a slider here.
Yeah.
But no, you know, still talking with the pitchers, still talking with Joe. You know, I still sit in on all the pitcher catcher meetings we have before every series, and same with you know, with the hitters meetings. You know, I was trying to stay as tuned to the team, to the game as possible. So you know, other than the fact of me not being out there, you know, I still feel like I'm very much in it.
Do you think that's helped you this time down there, Dewey? You know, have you learned anything? Has it been helpful?
Absolutely, you know, absolutely. I think if nothing else, so just the mental aspect for me, you know, because I feel like I'm still part of this team, you know, opposed to if I was, you know, thousands of miles away down in Florida, you know, just kind of sitting there. You know, I'd feel so disconnected, but here, you know, it's still fun being around these guys and you know, working with them and just being around has been huge.
Ball going to be bunted. Chance, no. They're going to throw to first base, and the sacrifice by Wandy Rodriguez moves Masonette into scoring position here in the third inning.
Ryan, this is a funny kind of a question, but you're involved in the game so much as a player when you're playing. But now you're not playing. Has the game slowed down when you watch it? Does that give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more and keep up with it?
It's simple. This game is simple when you're not playing. You know, it's really. What are you doing now? I can do this. I can do that.
It's not a fast pace.
No,
progression.
not at all. But it's been, you know, it's been fun. You know, I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to stay around with the team and still work out and still, you know, still feel like I'm part of a personality here. You know, and that's been big for me.
Strike on Michael Bourne. He flied to center field his first time. Both. Roby Diaz and Jason Jaramillo have credited you, Ryan, with helping them along. That's probably been fun for you.
Oh, it's been awesome. You know, those guys, you know, they've taken this opportunity and run with it. And, you know, I can't praise those two enough. You know, they've come in and I tell you what, they're not playing like a couple rookies. You know, they're playing like they're guys that, you know, that have been here for a long time. And, you know, it's great to see. I know when I came up, you know, I was a little intimidated, you know, as far as, you know, working with veteran pitchers and stuff. But those guys have showed no signs of it. And, you know, my hat's off to those guys. Those guys, you know, those guys deserve to be here.
Do you have a thought now, sitting back and watching this pitching staff? Has it impressed you even more than at the start of the season when you were catching them?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. It's been very fun to watch. You know, it's great to see, you know, Duke return to form. You know, this was a guy that, you know, coming up through the minor leagues, I saw it. You know, we saw it as his rookie year. The last couple of years, you know, have been a little bit of a struggle for him, but, you know, he's really turned that corner, and, you know, he's turn into the pitcher that we all knew he was capable of doing. And you know, Mahalam's still doing his thing, and Snell, and you know, we're getting a nice performance out of Carstens tonight. You know, these guys have been keeping us in games, giving us a chance to win.
Fly ball, and the runner moves to third.
Hey, Ryan, let me ask you, can you get down to any kind of a numerical timeline right now in terms of, okay, next week I'm gonna be doing more. I know you can catch bullpens now, but have you got that marked on your calendar too, the dates coming up?
I've got an idea when I would like to do it. As far as how it's going to go down.
Yeah, what about the leash?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, these guys know what they're doing, and I know how. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? Delicate the situation is, especially with my wrist and everything. It's better to err on the side of caution. It's just, I want to get out there. You know, I feel like I've already missed the entire season, so I'm anxious to get out there and start getting underway as soon as possible.
Now, you said you've circled a date or two. Have you actually circled? We won't ask you, but we have our own up here. We've got a poll going up here, Dewey, by the way.
I got the next half hour. I'm like you.
But is it the date that you have circled, is it sooner than when you first got hurt? Because I'm sure when you first got hurt, you looked at the schedule too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, I'm hoping I can be back by the end of this month is what I'm hoping for. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but you know, if everything continues to go the way it's been going, you know, I've been trying to stay in as good a shape as possible. Then, you know, I don't think it's that too unrealistic.
Before the All-Star break, then you're looking to get back.
I'm hoping so.
Well, we are too. We've got our fingers crossed. We've been saying, Ryan, that if this team can just hover, keep 500 close, they get you back, and you know Adam LaRoche is going to catch fire. Mm-hmm. The way this pitching staff is going, this could be a really fun summer.
It's exciting. You know, we've been playing great baseball. You know, it seems like, you know, we've been in more games than our record indicates. You know, our pitchers have you know, we've lost a couple heartbreakers. You know, 2-0, you know, 2-1 games that, you know, our offense just didn't show up. But it's exciting. I can't wait to get back.
We can't either.
And we can't thank you enough for doing this.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Ryan Domit. We do look forward to seeing him back swinging that bat. Ryan Domit. And this ball is swung on, and a fly ball toward Delwyn Young in right center. Not able to make the catch. Delwyn Young, and that is going to go as a double for Tejada to bring home Masonette.
He is something else right now. There's nobody hotter than Tejada.
RBI double.
That's the opposite field 375 sign. And the thing about it, the ball just has so much carry to it. It just doesn't stop. It's Jason Bay type flight.
Yeah.
When we used to see him hit balls that just seemed to be to the warning track, and then they just keep on sailing.
Delwyn Young looks like he has a beat on it, and just maybe a little inexperience there as the wall approached. Tejada, the RBI double. 3-1. Berkman lifts one to left. Craig Monroe back for the final out. Again, our thanks to Ryan Domit. Great job. He's got a future as a color analyst.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know it. 3-1 Bucks. 3-1 ball game. Buccos with the lead, and Freddie Sanchez steps in. Wandy Rodriguez walked the first man he faced and gave up consecutive singles to Andy LaRoche, Freddie Sanchez, Craig Monroe, and Eric Hinsky in the first inning. And then he's retired since then, the next 6. Another hit in the first for Freddie Sanchez. Our Firestone stat leaders in hits: Orlando Hudson, Miguel Tejada, Ryan Zimmerman of the Nationals, and Freddie Sanchez, the top 4. Tejada makes that routine play. 1 down in the third.
Yeah, take a look at this kind of game. Early in the game, we're in the 3rd inning, but you almost get a little bit of a feel, well, hey, that 3 spot, let's see how long we can make that 3 spot hold up, because you don't know how many you're going to get off Wandy Rodriguez. He seems to have turned the dial and found a better station than he had in the first inning.
Monroe pops this ball up, shallow left. Tejada out, Lee and Bourne. It's Bourne coming between the shortstop and the left fielder.
Greg, just want to take a minute to send condolences to the family. Jean Curran, the former wife of Elroy Face, passed away this past week. And I knew Jean a lot of years ago and playing with the Pirates, and when Elroy was a member of the team, and we just want to send along our condolences to the family and friends of Jean Curran.
Eric Hinsky now singled in the first. Ball 1. Hinsky, a pinch hitter last night, and flied out and has won at bat. That base hit in the first inning by Hinsky, worth noting, because it was just the 7th hit in 49 at bats by a left-hand hitter against Wandy Rodriguez.
Yeah, we're starting to see the effectiveness that curveball. He's got a good one. It's kind of a downer, kind of an old style type of a curveball. He's got a legitimate fastball. He's certainly not overpowering it. 5'11" and 160. Although they had a left-hander around this Houston club that was about 5'11", but he wasn't 160. He's about 190 with those stovepipe legs, and that was Billy Wagner, and he did get the ball to home plate rather quickly.
Falls behind him, 3-1. Rodriguez has walked 19 in almost 66 innings, and that includes the Niger Morgan free pass in the first. 3-1 count on Hinsky. It's full.
When you combine the fact that he's got good control, he's got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, plenty adequate, an above-average curveball, an above-average changeup, that's a pretty nice package to go out there against major league hitters.
Wandy Rodriguez, 30 years old. See the packed house for Sky Blast 1. Another foul ball.
And it is packed. This is going to, I will be very surprised if it's not graded as a sellout. Good to see on a spectacular, perfect night for a Major League Baseball game.
And we encourage you again to come on out tomorrow for what should be a perfect afternoon of baseball. Paul Mahalam on the mound for the Buccos against Mike Hampton. And Matt Cap's replica jerseys given away to the youngsters 14 and under a kids Sunday.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sundays at PNC Park, it's just flat out fun. You get here to this ballpark on a Sunday, the Pirates are home. It is a fun place to be. You're going to have a good time.
Oh, what a job by Hinsky. His 2 at bats against Wandy Rodriguez, who has been so tough against left-hand hitters.
Nothing cheap about this one. This is right on the button.
Fouled off a number of pitches. Really battled Wandy Rodriguez. Was out in front, 3-1. So Hinsky is 2 for 2. The Matt Capps replica jersey, thanks to Ballpark Franks and Giant Eagle, given away tomorrow to all youngsters 14 and under. Get there early for the Giant Eagle Kids Fun Zone before the game, and kids run the bases right on the field at PNC Park after Sunday games. Ball one on Delwyn Young. He struck out looking with the bases loaded in the first. Two outs. Runner on first. And a 2-0 count now on Delwyn Young. What does the future hold for Delwyn Young? One of the things the Pirates are trying to find out this season, and one of the challenges for John Russell to get him at bats, to see what they have in him. Makes his 7th start in right field. He's made 3 at second base. Hitting .270 as a starter.
You got me thinking now, what does the future hold for any of us?
Boy, don't scare us, Steve. Let's take it one day at a time, huh?
Yeah, well, that's
your favorite. That's your favorite phrase in baseball. He's day to day.
Yeah, aren't we all?
2-2. Because we raise that point because that is what Frank Coonelly and Neil Huntington have been saying, that they're not conceding 2009 by any stretch. Bob Nutting said that over the winter. It's not acceptable to lose. The challenge is out there to win this year, but not just this year, beyond.
Well, when you talk about talent evaluation, you talked about Andy LaRoche and what they saw and the faith they had that he would be, what might not be immediate, but that he would be a good major league ball player and hitter.
Fly ball to right, Hunter Pence.
I'm thinking maybe the same thing about Delwyn Young. They are thinking that way.
Pence makes the catch. Pirates leave 1 through 3. They lead 3-1 at PNC Park. The Jolly Roger and the Pirate Parrot.
It's a vendetta.
The hot dog shoot.
It's a vendetta now. Who's going to get a hot dog?
They're challenging each other to get a hot dog in the booth.
I can't wait till the Parrot just picks off Jolly Roger.
It's going to happen.
Hits him with a dog right in the chest.
You see the Parrot looking at Jolly?
Oh, there's bad blood.
Yeah.
Bad blood.
Ball one on Carlos Lee. Flied out in the first. The Jolly Roger mascot joined the Pirate Parrot, I think 3 summers back. Parrot the veteran. 1 ball, 1 strike. And between innings we thought we had one, Steve, huh?
Close.
Look at how excited Steve is. Oh, no. Even Greg.
That was a weak effort.
On whose part?
Mine. There was not a commitment. There was not a commitment to make the play.
You got to dive for those. 2-1 on Lee. 1 for 4 last night, plus a walk, and scored a run. Lines this ball down the line and right. Into the corner. And over the short fence for a book rule double. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Who's the first Astro to lead the majors in ERA for a season?
Get off the computer right now.
No, I don't have to. I know the answer. I already know it. I saw it.
Ken Forsch?
Should I? You really want me to answer you?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you're lying. I know it was.
Two-hopper to short. Going to be a tough play against Pence, but nicely done by Jack Wilson. No time to waste. And he keeps Lee at second. And that bouncer to the left side. Two-hopper. Hunter Pence, real good speed from the right side. The Southwest field cam shows it to you.
Yeah, and Jack really couldn't charge that ball. He had to wait for the best hop, so he knew that he was giving up a little bit of time, but still the good quick release, still had enough mustard on it to get the out and not allow the runner to advance. This is a wonderful shot in the arm. If you can leave Carlos Lee on either second or third and strand him there, that's always kind of a little mental game that some pitchers play. Lead off double, don't let him score. Good stuff.
Pudge Rodriguez grounded to short in the second. He was without a job, Steve. That's the other thing. Again, you talk to him tomorrow before the game on Greats of the Game on the radio side, but Pudge wasn't signed until I think like 3 weeks into spring training, 3 weeks into March,
Yeah, like
a
March
month into
20th
spring.
or something.
Yeah. Karsten's ahead 0-2.
19 years behind the plate.
37 years old. Originally signed with the Rangers at the age of 16. 14-time American League All-Star. 13 Gold Gloves. In fact, he's the only player in history who has at least 13 Gold Gloves and a lifetime 300 batting average or better. Had him played perfectly.
Boy, he hit that ball hard.
Yeah, tough little hop for Sanchez at the end there, and he handled it, and Carlos Lee to third with 2 outs.
Well, I asked him also, and we'll hear the interview tomorrow, but I asked him about his family. He's got a 16-year-old son, and he started talking about him as a ball player, and his eyes lit up. You know, you can do some interviews, and the guys will give you the information, and they'll go along. But then you hit something like that, and well, you could see there's a proud dad of his 16-year-old son. Good scouting report for the Pirates playing Freddie up there because that ball was blistered. There's the Jeff Karsten slow curve. Nice off-speed pitch that he has. Chance to strand this runner. 3-run ball game. That's large.
Strike called. One ball, one strike on Jeff Keppinger. 3-1 Buccos. 2 balls and a strike. Keppinger fly to right in a 1-2-3 second inning.
You want to get him because you got Babe Ruth in the on deck circle. Edwin Masonette.
No kidding. Fly ball to Niger Morgan. Back toward the track. Can't make the play. Keppinger into second. And it's a 3-2 game.
And I really thought, even though the ball was hit well and carried, that Niger had it measured.
Yep. He thought so too. That's about as much as Keppinger's going to get to dead center. Niger Morgan figured he had it. Just eludes him. He's making his 8th start in center field this season. Edwin Masonette walked and scored in the 3rd. Now it's a 1-run game.
You know, you really hesitate on talking about a play like that because you get the feeling that Niger would tell you, yeah, I should have caught that ball, but you don't unless you hear it from him. It's a it's a thin issue. It's a gray issue.
So many factors involved.
Because that ball that was well hit, had a lot of carry.
There's Nate McLouth, who has been playing an outstanding center field, and Niger Morgan has been playing an outstanding left field.
If he were to tell you that, yeah, I should have caught the ball, he probably might follow up by saying, I should have got more distance under my feet early in my pursuit, rather than try to catch up all at once at the end of the play. And that, again, that's speculation on my part.
Masonette, count of 1-2. Became the 2nd rookie in Astros history to go 4 for 4 with a home run and drive in 4 in a game. The 2nd Astros rookie in history. The other, J.R. Tolles, did it 2 years ago. Off speed, swing and a miss for the strikeout. A double by Lee to start the inning. A 2-out double for Keppinger with 2 outs, and it's 3-2 Pittsburgh. Bottom of the 4th inning. Pirates scored 3 in the 1st. Astros have started to chip away. And now Wandy Rodriguez faces the bottom 3rd of the Pirates order. Robinson Diaz, a sacrifice fly in the 1st. The 7th ribby. One ball, one strike. Rodriguez threw a bunch of pitches in that 1st inning. Quick 1-2-3 second. Hinsky battled him on a 3-2 count. Ball line foul. And Hinsky delivered a base hit with 2 away before Rodriguez was able to get Delwyn Young. And a look at the pitch count, that 32 pitch 1st inning. Tapper, Tejada. 6-3. Our Aflac trivia question involving a former Astros pitcher.
Ken Johnson.
The first Astro to lead the majors in ERA for a season.
Majors? Oh, see, I didn't see majors.
Okay, quick. Come on.
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan.
J.R. Richard.
1979. 18-13. 2.71 ERA. One of the more intimidating pitchers in baseball.
Talk to Bill Verdon about J.R. Richard. He'll tell you some stories.
Verdon was manager of that team. There's a shot toward the gap in right center field. Boy, Jack Wilson really fools that defense with a one-out double into the gap in right center.
Okay, Jeff Carsons, here's your first hit of the year. Hunker down. You got a left-hander. You shouldn't be too anxious, too concerned.
8th double of the season for Jack Wilson.
Some balls have been well hit tonight, and carry. There's a lot of carry to the baseball tonight.
Yep. That's the truth. Tonight is one of those nights. That ball is really carrying.
It is so tempting when you hit a ball in the gap round. Triples are fun. You want to keep going, and you have to have the discipline to shut yourself down. Take the two-bagger.
Well, they might. Keppinger at third, anticipating a bunt, and Karstens is bunting. Normally you don't do that.
Why?
And now time is called. He missed the sign. Tony Beasley's going to tell him, hey, we don't want you bunting. Although
that's a second out.
Last night, Bob Walk pointed out, interesting, Brian Moeller is such a brutal hitter as a pitcher, Brian Moeller. And last night he came to the plate with one out and a runner at second. That's the one time where you could almost understand putting the bunt on with one out. Brian Moeller
something
to get the guy to third so that maybe he scores on a wild pitch or an infield hit like Michael Bourne with great speed. Brian Moeller has 7 career hits in something like 170 at bats. But a complete game last night. First time in 9 years the veteran went the distance. 1 ball, 1 strike on Karstens. 2-1.
Well, and you never know what transpires on the mound, but you've got to give a guy a nod if he's able to talk the manager into letting him stay out there. If that was the case, I don't know if that was the case or not, but it almost looked.
It looked like twice Cooper came out there. It looked as though he's going to get a feel for Moeller. You know, you think you can handle this guy as Karstens comes up empty. Karstens struck out in the second. Cecil Cooper trying to right the ship. On deck, Niger Morgan. Karstens no hits in his last 21 at bats going back to last summer. Strikes out looking. 5 Ks now for Rodriguez. J.R. Richard said one of the more intimidating pitchers of his day, and won 107 games in less than 9 seasons with the Astros. 3.15 ERA, 2 300 strikeout seasons. Struck out 303 in 1978, 313 in 79. A starter at the All-Star game in 1980, and then short time after that he started complaining of some dizziness, backed out of a start. Fans and members of the media started to get on him, talking about that maybe he was kind of loafing it, even though he hadn't missed a start in 5 years. But he had started complaining of a dead arm, went back out and started a July 14th game and appeared kind of dazed and dizzy. A couple weeks later, collapsed. And you know the story. Ended up suffering a stroke. They had to remove a clot to restore blood flow to the brain. Eventually had another surgery that allowed him to attempt to come back, but he was never the same. That was it for J.R. Richards' career. Niger Morgan in the hole 1 and 2.
Yeah, late decision to swing the bat there for Niger.
What a tragic story that was, because J.R. Richard, I mean, he was on his way to being one of the best of all time, man. He was.
And a flamethrower. Wow. 300 strikeouts. Think about 300 strikeouts.
As you said, ask Bill Verdon, the former Pirate player and manager who went on to manage a handful of teams, including the Astros at that time.
said he was as dominating as any pitcher he'd ever seen. I think it's James Rodney Richard.
Yeah.
JR.
2-2 on Nigel Morgan, who has walked and struck out looking and scored a run. Big runner at second base. Oh, Wandy Rodriguez gets him. A couple of more strikeouts, and he's rolling through 4. 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Levin Furniture, home of the luxury Stearns and Foster mattress. And by Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
Time to check out our Day Automotive this day in Pirates baseball history. This day, 1999, rookie Chris Benson threw a 3-hitter, struck out 7 in 8 innings, added an RBI ground out and a suicide squeeze. The Pirates beat the Astros 7-3. This
Rookie.
day in Pirates history, thank you, Day Automotive. A rookie.
How about
Chris
that?
Benson, 10 years ago.
How quick that 10 years is gone.
Yeah. Benson now a member of the Texas Rangers as Wandy Rodriguez rolls one to short, 6-3. 2009 Pirates baseball on FSN Pittsburgh, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com.
Greg, while you guys are gone, had some time to get involved with some charity work. Went out to Joe Walton, Coach Robert Morris, and what a gentleman he is. What a baseball fan. He had a golf event out at Beaver Valley. And he's a really classy guy. Had a good time with Joe.
Ball bunted at Hinsky. Michael Bourne is retired, first base unassisted. If Bourne gets that ball any further towards second, he has himself a base hit more than likely.
Yep. That's the old drag bunt. That's the drag it along with him. Yep. A little wider at first base. He's got some action. Had a chance to see Joe Walton, and Sid Bream was out there at that golf event talking about his sons Tyler and Austin. Catching up a lot of people. Bob Kometz from the old KDK crew. I ran across Bob Kometz. Doing fine down on the horse farm.
Oh man, he was one of my favorites.
Yep.
Tejada has doubled twice. Now leads the league with 19 two-base hits. RBI double with 2 outs in the third.
Good to see him up there with nobody on base. Good curveball.
Take a look at tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders, National League batting average leaders. Tejada and Pence are right up there. Votto and Beltran, they have flip-flopped. Beltran was leading the league at the start of the day. And Joey Votto back up on top. And Karsten's breaking ball. Tejada looks at him like, where did that come from? 1-2-3 and out are the Astros. Bucks up by a run. minor leagues. And good news, Neil Walker really struggled the first month plus, but he has come on lately. 2 for 4, 3-run homer last night as Andy LaRoche, Pirates third baseman, batting second in the order, takes ball 1. Neil Walker playing third base at AAA Indianapolis, and now as you saw there, hitting with 244 on the year with 7 homers, 30 RBIs. I believe Neil Walker now second on the club behind Garrett Jones in the RBI department.
And this guy right here, a line drive base hit, and then a second good at bat, a line drive to center field. It won't count in a positive way for him, but he hit the ball right on the button 2 times tonight. 1 for 2.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 2 on Andy LaRoche. Sanchez next, then Craig Monroe. Yep.
Yeah, good luck to the Pens.
Good luck is right. Beat the Wings. Still 2 and 2. Talk to the doc today, Mr. Lang.
Doc, he's all ready for the finals?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Lang.
Got it all there, doesn't he?
It does.
3 and 2.
Michael Lang, kind of a mentor to both of us, to be quite honest, and it's never been forgotten, Michael. I know you're busy tonight, but thinking about you.
Leadoff walk. Well, that hurt Rodriguez in the first inning when the Pirates scored their 3. See if this leads to something. Sanchez checking out Tony Beasley.
Yeah, the hits were coming fast and furious in the bottom of the first after that walk. 4 straight singles, and then a sacrifice fly. Pirates put a 3 spot up on the board right away, but not much to show since.
Fun to watch Freddie Sanchez, see what he has in mind here. He tried to bunt with first and second, nobody out in the first, then swung away and singled in a run. Of course, he is one of baseball's hottest hitters these days with 11 hits in his last 15 at bats.
Well, I got to think that the way he loves to go to right field, he is salivating over that big hole between Berkman and Masonette. A lot of open space in between here, and that's what Freddie likes to do. No surprise. But then every once in a while he'll turn on the ball and you'll have some fun down in the left field corner.
So because of that, he really creates problems for opposing defenses.
Yeah, and many times you'll have that left fielder playing straight away and the right fielder or the center fielder over toward right center, which creates a gap in left center. Now, that's not Freddie's favorite neighborhood. He'll go out there on occasion, but left field corner if he goes in that direction, and a lot of stuff to right center and right.
In the hole 0-2. Oh, that's just something that I don't know any other player could have done what he just did.
You hit that ball foul so it doesn't hit you in the stomach.
Look at this. Look at that.
That's what's called keeping your hands in. Also called self-defense.
Snap throw by Rodriguez to first. That just is amazing. Freddie Sanchez able to foul that ball off like he did. That late decision.
Eye-hand coordination times 10.
Amazing. Look at this. You know, it's Wandy Rodriguez, but the man who swings the magic wand is Freddie Sanchez when he's going like he is. Just phenomenal to watch him.
Yep. Talking about loving that.
Look at that.
Yeah, and that ball's downstairs.
Look at his last 2 swings, the foul ball and then this.
Loving that spot between first and second.
Another hit for Sanchez.
He's
12 and 16 at bats. Wow. Craig Monroe 1 for 2.
Always remember Lloyd McClendon, former Pirate manager and player. And Fuego. Stay hot.
Yep.
Stay hot, Freddie. On fire.
Some guys catch fire and a bunch of walks in there with the hits. I mean,
his fire is pretty
the
pure.
last 2 swings were well out of the strike zone. The one that he fouled off above the dugout, that one almost hit the dirt. The ball bounced towards short. 6, 4, and 3, a double play. Runner at third, 2 outs. Pretty routine here. Monroe does not run well.
Yep. Plenty of time for the Astros to turn that one.
Tim Burdack, Jeff Fulcino warming in the Astros bullpen. Rodriguez approaching the 100 pitch mark.
Oh, you always love any kind of offense, but you really get a kick out of 2-out offense. You think you got something going. The double play shuts everything down, takes the air out of the half inning. Now you get a base hit, and it's like a letter from home. That's like really being in the bonus round.
And I'm going to repeat this thing about left-hand hitters against Rodriguez this year. They just don't hit him. He allowed 6 hits coming into this game against left-handed batters all season. Hinske is 2 for 2. Rodriguez has been that tough against lefties. Three balls, no strikes. Hinske takes a strike, 3-1. Switch hitter Delwyn Young to bat next should Hinske reach. And he draws the walk. Second free pass of the inning. Third of the game for Rodriguez. Dewey Robinson going to pay him a visit. Houston's pitching coach going to go out. His season high in terms of pitch count, give you a gauge, 116. It was 4 starts back against San Diego. Before, during, or after the game, stop by the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame Club at PNC Park. Great venue. The Hall of Fame Club open to all fans, offers a full menu, select drink specials, full service bar. For more info, visit pirates.com or just stop by on game days. It's open to the public right after the game as well. Food and drink specials following the game, including $2.50 beer specials after every game. And the special includes all beers. And there it is. It's located just above the left field seats here at PNC Park. And that gentleman, part of our crew, we asked him to come in and wave during the commercial. Line drive off the glove of the third baseman, Keppinger. And the Bucks get a 2-out hit, Steve, from Delwyn Young.
It wasn't easy either because Keppinger got a piece of it, but ball got away.
The base hit for Delwyn Young. Off the glove of the third baseman, Keppinger. 4-2. And now Roby. Sac fly and a grounder to short. This is a fun player to watch. Ball 1.
That's nice not to let that opportunity that looks so good in the bottom of the fifth, first 2 men getting on base, and then you get the double play, not letting that early opportunity come up completely empty. Pirates have cashed in 1 run. They're still in business. Still very much in business.
Liner to left. Base hit. Runner going to be waved. And here comes the throw from Carlos Lee. Safe. Robinson Diaz brings home Hinsky. A 2 spot with 2 outs in the 5th. Pirates get that 3-run lead back.
And no hesitation for Tony Beasley. He knows that Carlos Lee does not throw well. This ball had all the air come out of it as it reached the infield. The throw in from left field. Diaz gets the base hit. There's 2 outs. No hesitation. They're going to send Eric. The throw comes in, looks okay early, but then just loses a lot of steam.
Look at that windmill.
Turn him loose. 2 outs, yep. And that's going to be it for Wandy.
The Pirates touch Wandy Rodriguez up for 5 runs, 9 hits, entering tonight's action with the lowest earned run average in the National League, but he's gone early. The Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen. Robinson Diaz, a couple of RBIs tonight. Sac fly in the 1st, 2-out single here in the 5th. 5-2 Bucks. He knocks out Wandy Rodriguez figuratively.
Jeff Polchino comes in. He's called up in the middle of May to replace Geary. Little time in the big leagues for Polchino with Florida a couple of years ago, and then a little bit of time with Kansas City last year.
Strike. Jack Wilson doubled in the 4th. Last 5 appearances for Fulcino, covering 8 innings, a 1.13 ERA. This is 3rd stint of the season with Houston. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Astros are without their hard-throwing closer, Jose Valverde. He is on the disabled list. Bullpen, you see his overall ERA of 4.08. The team earned run average for Houston is 4.72. Only 4 teams in the league have higher earned run averages for their bullpens. Ground ball to Keppinger and on to second. Fulcino gets the last out. Bucks get 2 more up there on the board, and through 5 innings have a 5-2 advantage. loved the pierogi race. Sauerkraut, Saul, Hannah coming up on the outside, and I think this is when Saul starts to really put some distance.
Puts Hannah away.
Yeah. Saul the winner. And I think somebody actually had a sign for Saul. Lance Berkman leads off against Jeff Karstens. Who's your favorite? Cheese Chester, Oliver Onion, Jalapeno Hannah.
Oliver.
Or sauerkraut Saul.
No question.
Oliver, no doubt, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What is it about Oliver?
Oliver,
oh, yeah. What is it about
Oliver's
Oliver?
smooth. The
He's
other ones
smooth,
are kind of clumpy and I don't know.
Clumpy.
Clumpy and chunky. Oliver's smooth. He's got a flow to him. He's got a rhythm. He's got
grace.
He's got it. He's got the it factor.
How about this? Paying tribute to the pierogies. He does have it all. Shallow pop to right, going to drop in front of Young. Berkman has the leadoff hit. Going to rally monkeys. Parrot stuff.
You know, I asked Lance Berkman down in the clubhouse. I said, this is going to be the silliest question you ever heard, but do you use a different bat when you hit left-handed from the one you hit right-handed? And he said, I used to. He said, I thought it was, I didn't know what kind of reaction I was going to get. He said he used to, but now he uses the same bat. He said Chipper Jones does still use a different bat from the right-hand side or the left-hand side.
I would think that would make some sense. I wonder why he stopped. I mean, did he say why he didn't do it anymore?
No.
Too complicated?
I didn't pursue it.
Yeah. One of the top power hitters, pinch hit, switch hitters in the game, Lance Berkman, star out of Rice University, and he always puts up the big numbers. You almost don't worry, Steve, about what that batting average looks like around this time of year. You know, by the end of the year.
Yeah, he's struggling now, but he's still got 28 RBIs.
Yep.
So he's got a foundation built for when he does get hot, and he will.
Double play ball.
Easy. Take your time.
Carlos Lee practically gave up on it halfway. 6-4-3 on the broken bat grounder to Jack Wilson. Follow the Pirates on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Pirates.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. 2 outs.
Oh, a nice spot for Jeff Karstens to have a comfortable half inning. Gives up the base hit, but the double play cleans it up. Get this guy, and now you start taking a look at the finish line when you get in the dugout.
Breaking pitch, ball 1.
He's dropped in a couple nice hooks, not a couple, several nice hooks. Off-speed curveballs.
He has started to go to that more often, that slow curve. We saw a lot of it at U.S. Cellular last week in Chicago, and that is you add that with good control, that fastball, and he's able to spot. Boy, he's added a new dimension, Jeff Karstens, this 26-year-old.
The one walk tonight, Mason, that, of course, as you would know, that came around to score.
Breaking ball there. Fly ball to Niger Morgan in center, and he's there. He just outruns it, and Karstens leads 5-2. pitch to put a bat on the ball. Almost hits him. He fouls it off behind the first base dugout. And then the base hit way downstairs.
That's a guy that just does not want a free pass.
No. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. No, he doesn't. Doesn't want a free pass. This guy wants a hit. 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for his last 22, now facing the right-hander, Jeff Fulcino. How do you get your first 2 big league hits against Randy Johnson, Steve, and then not have a hit afterward? That's pretty amazing.
Just some things you can't explain.
Karsten's 26 years old, San Diego native. Was actually drafted as a catcher by the Montreal Expos in the 45th round 9 years ago. And did not sign with them. Played a season at Texas Tech. And then selected by the Yankees in the 19th round of 2003. Oh, look at this. 3-0.
He'll have the take sign for a couple of pitches, maybe.
He has 1 walk this season.
Get on the base. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get Nigel Morgan going. A walk, and he scored. He got it going in the first inning. Did come around. Had a good at bat. Worked the free pass. Then a couple of strikeouts. Thank you.
Draws the walk. If you miss a big play from this game, we've got the perfect solution for you. Catch Pirates Instant Replay. It's all the runs, hits, and action from this game in just 2 hours. Pirates Instant Replay every game night at 11 right here on FSN.
Now they're going to have to be watchful of Nigel Morgan now. He struck out a couple times. You wonder if he's thinking about trying to get the runner over, but then again, you've got the pitcher running the bases. I don't know if that's in the cards.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Strike.
They're careful nonetheless, because it's a guy that can just put the ball down and beat it out for a base hit, not just in the sacrifice mode.
And that third baseman in.
Well, he's having some awkward swings.
Yeah, that
looks
one's
like
very awkward.
Late decisions. Do I swing? And almost like a lunge, a last second, split second decision to, I'm going to swing now.
A little out of sorts right now.
Yeah. He looks unsure at the plate. That guy doesn't these days, Andy LaRoche.
Strikes out looking.
Yeah,
Nigel Morgan has himself the turkey. 3 straight strikeouts after the leadoff walk in the first.
And this ball looks like it's right there. Well, maybe on the inside corner.
Not pleased. Andy LaRoche on base twice, couple of runs scored, 1 for 2 and a walk. Lines it right toward third. Keppinger will throw to first base, almost doubling off Karstens, who's able to get back. Keppinger robbing LaRoche of a hit.
And he's walked once, and the other 3 at bats he's hit the ball right in the button. He got the base hit first time, hit a line drive to center, and now boosters the ball to the third baseman. So he's got not much to show for it. 1 for 3, but conceivably could be 3 for 3 with a walk. He has seen the ball well. He's going up there expecting to hit the ball hard, not hoping to.
Freddie Sanchez, how high is his confidence level these days?
Off the chart.
2 more hits, an RBI, a dozen hits in his last 16 at bats. 2-0 on Freddie Sanchez. 2 out of 4 last night.
Well, I think we're hearing a Penguin reaction.
Had to be. Two and one.
What do you think? Picture tells 1,000 words?
Yep.
Yep. He's got it all covered, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got the radio. He's got
not going to miss
the camera.
a thing.
He's got the ticket for the ball game.
3-1. And a rare walk for Freddie Sanchez, putting 2 on for Craig Monroe. Fulcino got the last out in the 5th on the ground ball by Jack Wilson. Walk Karstens to start this inning. Dewey Robinson, Astros pitching coach, talking to Cecil Cooper. Pirates lead is 5-2. Craig Monroe looks to expand that lead. He had an RBI single off the starter Rodriguez in the 1st. Since then, he's flied to center and bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. And now time called by the Astros, and Dewey Robinson's going to talk to Fulcino.
Well, they had who we got, Hinsky in the on-deck circle, left-hand hitter.
Yeah.
They had a lefty up, warming up with Fulcino earlier.
Burdack, their only left-hander. Fulcino, Steve, probably a fan of this guy, University of Connecticut product.
Yep. Makes his home now in Fairfield or somewhere in Connecticut.
Originally an 8th-round pick of the Marlins.
Out of what, Titusville, Florida?
Yep. Dewey Robinson's pitching staff came into tonight's action ranked 12th in ERA in the National League, in the 16-team National League. The Pirates right in the middle, tied for 8th in team ERA of 4.31. And that's fouled off. He might have broken his bat. 1 ball, 1 strike on Craig Monroe. Veteran signed over the winter. A non-roster player in camp, but pretty much a given that he was going to make the club. And did. 32 years old, native of Texarkana, Texas. And he's in the hole, 1-2. Evens it up at 2-2. Bucks trying to get their 2nd win in 5 games against the Astros this season. They were 8-8 last year versus Houston. They get a win tonight that sets up the rubber match of the series tomorrow. 2-2. And pops it out of play. Monroe has now hit safely in 11 of his 13 starts. 2 aboard. The pitcher Karstens at 2nd. And Freddie Sanchez on base for the 3rd time tonight. He's at 1st.
I keep it. Half them.
Stays 2-2. Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson throws that ball out of play.
Well, we got the ball game here this tomorrow afternoon. Then we got at Kansas City. I think it's Mr. Greinke trying to improve his record. Is that how you pronounce it?
Zach Greinke, yeah. He's pitching tonight?
Tomorrow afternoon. 8-1.
Well, more to me impressive even than the 8-1, Steve, is what I think is the top story in baseball is an ERA of what, 0.82?
Yep.
First time since Juan Marichal that a pitcher after 10 starts has an earned run average under 1.
Astounding.
Amazing story of Zach Greinke of the Kansas City Royals. 3-2 pitch and fouled off. Pirates will be playing the Royals part of interleague play.
Wouldn't that be
the
a
end
treat
of
if we
June.
had to see him?
Yeah.
Get a chance to see him.
The Indians come to town June 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and then a weekend series against the Royals here at PNC Park, the 26th, 27th, and 28th. After this homestand, then the Mets come in for 4 starting Monday night. The Pirates return home for a weekend series against the Tigers. There's a fly ball to left. Carlos Lee makes the catch. Buccos leave a couple, and through 6 innings have a 5-2 advantage.
Smile brought to you by our friends at Aspen Dental. Plays plural with Jeff Karsten's dealing here going into the 7th inning. And here's the one I like. The hook. Got him with the hook and then the double play. Good stuff. Jeff Karsten dealing, working into the 7th inning. Plays that made you smile brought to you by Aspen Dental.
Karstens will face Pudge Rodriguez to start things off here in the 7th. He's gotten him to ground out twice. And Karstens looks to complete the 7th inning for the first time this season. He has gone 6 innings 4 times. Broken bat. Jack Wilson on to first.
I'm not mistaken, another good looking hook from Jeff.
Jack had to reverse his field a bit, helped out by the broken bat.
Yep, another hook. Yeah, a lot of English on this ball. This ball had a funny kind of a spin on it. Jack stays with it, as he always does, and makes the play.
Jeff Keppinger now. Strike call. He's getting that call, and he goes back inside.
Yeah, you saw that in the 1st inning. He got that call early. He's gone back to it several times.
There's the hook. Karsten is throwing everything at Keppinger, who doubled over Nigel Morgan's head in the 4th inning for an RBI and flied to right in the 2nd.
So good curveball displayed by both starters. Wandy Rodriguez is gone, but he's got a good one, and so does Jeff Karstens. Not all that common this day and age. A lot of guys will go to that slider, that slurve, because it's an easier pitch to be consistent with and get in the strike zone. The curveball, of all the breaking balls, is probably the toughest one to master and throw it in the strike zone on a consistent basis. You get a lot of spin. You got to release it at just the right point. You got to release it way out in front of the body.
Oh,
like that, pretty much like that.
Gets ahead 1-2 and strikes him out with the curveball.
The Uncle Charlie, the Yacker, whatever you want to call it. He's got a good one. The pure curveball has got a lot of down to it. The slider is more side to side.
Going to have a 1-2-3 inning for the third time tonight. Last night's hero offensively for the Astros, Edwin Masonette, tonight has walked and struck out. Season high for Karstens, 6 2/3 innings. Curveball and a strike. It was up there.
Yeah, that was a curveball. That was a strike. It wasn't his best one. Preferably you want that curveball to right-hand batter down and away, not up and in. That's the danger zone. Start hearing bells and sirens and whistles. Danger. That one is upstairs also, and he gets away with that. Yeah, he's talking to himself.
Get that down, he says.
Yeah, that's upstairs. I like to use the phrase, both parties would like to have that pitch back.
Yeah.
The batter would like to have another shot to whack it, and the pitcher would like to have it back to not throw it. And there's the good one.
The other one was a slider that he didn't get down. That's a curve, and with those pitches getting up, that's usually a red flag. And it looks as though the Pirates bullpen has gotten a call.
What, 78 pitches?
Yeah.
That's very efficient.
And again, he gets it up. Aren't those the things that they look for, Steve?
Yeah.
Pitches kind of getting up. And
well, yeah, when your legs get a little tired, you'll have a tendency to elevate the ball. And when you elevate the ball, that'll get their attention.
Orsolani up. This fastball fouled back by Masonette. Chart's always there. One in front of him and one in his hand.
80 pitches. I'm impressed.
Karstens has been impressive. Looking to even his record on the year to 2-2. This is 27th major league start. Breaking ball lined into right, and that looked like it might have been up and away. And Masonette aboard again. Edwin Masonette. Darren Erstad will pinch hit. Fulcino will be lifted.
Joe's going to go out and tell him getting the curveball up. You're doing fine. Just getting that breaking ball up.
So Fulcino goes 1 1/3.
You never know what they talk about. He might be telling him, hey, give me one more out. We're going to get you out of here. It'll be a good, solid 7 innings. But bear down. We need you to get one more out.
Veteran left-handed batter Darren Erstad. That's for Fulcino. And a strike on a fastball. Erstad hitting a .146 this season. 4 hits and 20 at-bats off the bench.
That's kind of my definition of a quality start is 7 innings and a couple runs. I mean, that to me is a high quality start. And it's funny when you get out there as a pitcher and you're in the 7th inning now and you're kind of running low in the tank. You don't have a whole lot left, perhaps. You're just saying, even if you hit it hard, let it be at somebody. Let me find a way to find some kind of way to get this third out in the 7th inning.
Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Count now 1-2 on Erstad.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be a strikeout. It can be a line drive at somebody. It can be a guy chasing a horrendous pitch like that. can't say it's a horrendous pitch anymore because now it's a strike.
Diaz looks toward the dugout.
Give me this out. That's what he's saying to himself. Jammed him.
Fly ball to left near the line, and Monroe not able to get there. So it stays 1-2 on Erstad as Jeff Karstens looks to get the last out of this 7th inning. Karstens made 9 starts last year after being acquired in the Yankee deal. Went 2-6 with a 4.03 ERA. And this is 9th start this season.
Well, those first 2 starts are pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Right there. Remember against the Cubs and then that gem against the Diamondbacks. I'm going to try to get in tight on him again.
And it's a liner to center, and Nyjer Morgan makes the play.
There, you got the redeemer, Nyjer. That's a redeemer, buddy, and your pitcher appreciates that more than you know.
Nyjer Morgan.
You haven't been able to do it with the bat, but you just did it with the glove.
Here he is, shaking up a bit. The liner. Nyjer Morgan robs Erstad of a hit. And 7th inning stretch brought to you by our friends at Levin Furniture. That's Nyjer Morgan.
Coming in. Flaps down.
The Home Depot doing more on defense. There, Erstad robbed of a hit, and they're checking on Nyjer Morgan as he went hard to the ground, and Brad Henderson, the head trainer. Still checking on him. New pitcher is their only left-hander, Tim Burdack.
Fulcino goes an inning in the 3rd, scores a couple of walks and a strikeout. Wandy Rodriguez went 4 2/3, giving up the 5 runs on 9 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 6. As you take a look at the Burdack numbers.
Hinske had 2 hits and a walk against the starter, Wandy Rodriguez. Three and 1. Burdack 7 walks in 17 innings, has struck out 13. Opponents hitting just .206 against him. but lefties hitting him at a .313 clip. That's normally not what you want from your left-handed specialist, and that's not what you want from your first baseman. He tried to lead Burdack, but tosses it over his head, and I think they're going to give Hinske a base hit.
Well, you know, Greg, they keep track of everything. I want to know how many times that protective screen that protects the players in front of the dugout has protected a team from another 90 feet.
Yeah.
All those balls would go into the dugout previously, but now they're protecting the players. So
99.2% of the time, we're told.
No.
That screen has helped. There it is. Past Burdack. A base hit, so perfect night for Hinske. 3 for 3 and a walk as John Russell shook up the lineup, and it has paid dividends.
We got the wave going. Let's just get that on the books right now. We got the wave going.
We got the wave going with
and it's about a 35,000 person wave.
Getting ready for Sky Blast 1 and Zach Brown Band live in concert. Delwyn Young bunted foul, studying Tony Beasley down there at third. The Astros aren't convinced that he's bunting. Keppinger still just about even with the bag. He's creeping in now. Now he charges, and the ball is bunted, and a throw to second for 1. They get the lead man. Fielder's choice in the bunt.
5-6. Shortstop covering. Where was the second baseman? Well, he was over in case he was needed at first base.
John Grabo up in the Pirates' pen now, and that would lead you to believe that that's it for Karstens. And if it is, it's a fine start for your 5th starter in the rotation, Jeff Karstens. He has really made some progress from a shaky few outings. Remember, there was talk after his May 3rd start against the Reds when he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings and walked 4 that he had better start to turn it around or else.
Yeah, you start getting those questions.
He knew it.
How
too.
important a start is this?
He was well aware that it was important, that his starting job might have been on the line, and he showed great progress against the Mets his next start.
Well, 8 starts, 5 no decisions. You want more than that. You want him to go deep enough to get those decisions, and you want them to be decisions on the right side of the card.
And his last, 5 times out now, much better for Karstens.
And again, the good control continues. Now in the last 5 starts, what, 4 walks, something like that.
Bounce to third. 1 and 2. Double play around the horn. 5-4-3. Head to the 8th inning at PNC Park. Bucks lead at 5-2. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
Well, I consider this the key at bat of the ball game. The Pirates have a 3-run lead, but you don't get Bourne. You're looking down at 3 very difficult bats. Key matchup, Graybo and Bourne.
Bourne 0 for 3. You have to watch him trying to bunt. He did it in the 5th inning with a right-hander. Karstens on the hill and was retired as Hinsky made the unassisted putout at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bourne having a much better season this year. His second campaign with Houston. Hit just .229 last year.
I got scared for a minute. I was talking all about that Bourne. They got Tejada up on the scoreboard, but it is Michael Bourne.
And it's 3-1. Tejada on deck. Strike at the knees. Full count.
Comes down from an important at bat to an important pitch.
Lines it into the gap in right center. Michael Bourne headed to second base. He's there with a double.
John Graybo comes on after Karstens goes 7 very effective innings, giving up a couple runs on 5 hits. He walked just 1 batter and struck out 4. But nothing decided yet. We're in the top of the 8th inning.
Bourne against the lefty, doubles into the gap in right center. He can motor. Fine at bat for their leadoff hitter, Michael Bourne. And it's Tejada, who has 2 more hits tonight. He has extended his hitting streak to 13. This season against Pirates pitching, he has 10 hits and 19 at bats.
Boy, love those 2 runs the Pirates scored in the 5th inning to take it to a 5-2 score. Kind of hope it's enough.
0-2 on Miguel Tejada in his second season with the Astros. Former MVP of the Oakland A's. Tejada is the toughest man to strike out in the National League right now. Bounce left side. Jack Wilson, the sliding stop. Wow. Didn't have to do that with Tejada. Not Michael Bourne or Hunter Pence, but he did. And what a play.
That is so good. That is so good. And yeah, you don't know if he had to hurry, but he did, and he did it perfectly. The quick release, the true throw.
I mean, he had plenty of time, as you see, to get up, set himself.
Yep.
You almost wonder if he realized it was Tejada.
But you know, you go back to that old thinking. Sometimes with good athletes, it's better to just let the instincts take over and make the play. I know you have the sense that if you set yourself, it's going to be more accurate and more dependable. But
I'm going to guess that Harry Hill probably would prefer
the latter.
Yeah, when it's Tejada or a slow batter. But it's fun to ask Jack about that.
But a key play nonetheless after the leadoff double, for sure.
Oh, and a weak bouncer to first for the out. Berkman is retired. Bourne to third, 2 down. Tomorrow afternoon, catch another edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. It's the inside pitch on your favorite Buccos on and off the field. Inside Pirates Baseball, driven by your Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers and Geico, airs tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 right here on FSN. This week they have a feature on John Graybo, emerging as a team leader. That and more. A look back at the Harvey Haddock's maybe greatest game ever pitched. Lee can't hold his swing.
You would love to go into the 9th inning with a 3-run lead. I'd love to even add on to it. You leave this man at third base. That's Doesn't seem like much, 1 run difference, but it is a difference.
Two and 1 on Carlos Lee. 1 out of 3 against the starter, Karstens, whose ERA dips below 5 from 5.19 to 4.83 after his 7-inning stint tonight. Meanwhile, Wandy Rodriguez, who started the day as the National League leader in ERA at 171, his earned run average is at 226, which is still good for second behind Johan Santana of the Mets. Nowhere close there. He walks Carlos Lee. Not out of the woods yet. Hunter Pence, third in the league in hitting. Diaz trying to encourage Graybo. Pence looks for his first hit tonight.
Wow, I just heard the attendance, 37,167. 37,167.
Sellout crowd at PNC Park. Pence takes the breaking ball low and in.
Well, you look at different scenarios here. A double does not guarantee the Astros 2 runs with the way Carlos Lee does not run at first base. Not that we're thinking along the lines of Pence hitting a double, but you kind of examine all facets of how you try to protect a 3-run lead.
Joe Kerrigan quickly out. Kerrigan doesn't waste time. When he's called to the mound, he sprints out there. He's on and off. He's going to be one of the umpire's favorites, I would think. Bud Selig's favorite pitching coach. No waste of time.
Well, he's got pretty emphatic. He's got a message to deliver. He's got a point to make. And no need to lollygag if you're going to go out to make
lollygag.
Lollygag.
You know what that makes you?
A bunch of lollygaggers.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Off speed from Graybo. Pence leading the league in hitting against right-handed pitching. 375 batting average against righties for Hunter Pence, but against lefties he's hitting 250. So this obviously favors Graybo.
Another change up. Out in front once again.
One and two. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bounce towards second. They had him played right there, so Sanchez keeps it himself. 2 runners left stranded for the Astros. Graybo pitches a scoreless 8, and the Pirates will take a 5-2 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning.
Pittsburgh is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com.
Right-hander Brandon Backey coming on to work as we take a look at this sellout crowd. 37,167. It's so great to see this ballpark with all these people.
And great too, Steve, to see them treated to a nice performance by the Pirates.
Well done to this point.
Well played game.
For sure. For sure. Brandon Backey on. He hurt his side in an exhibition game against the Pirates. Just reinstated. Back to work here, working in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pirates up by 3. Burdick won a scoreless inning for the Stros. Again, tomorrow afternoon, come on out. If you like this, come on out. Try to show you some more good stuff tomorrow afternoon with Mike Hampton for the Astros against Paul Mahallam.
Jack Wilson lines this down the line in left field. Extra bases. Jack Wilson has himself another double, his second of the night.
Nicely done, going the opposite direction. The first one was to right center, this one down in the left field corner.
Well, he really adjusted there, didn't he?
Yep. Stayed back on the ball. Just good tempo, good smooth swing.
It's going to be it for Graybo. Brandon Moss will bat for him. Jack Wilson, an insurance run at second. Strike one. Matt Capps starts to loosen up in the Pirates bullpen, and who would have thunk that a few days ago when he took that line drive off the right elbow.
Absolute BB.
And this ball lined to right field for Brandon Moss. Off the Clemente wall. Not initially picked up by Pence. A double for Moss off the bench.
Didn't wait around, did he? Just rifled it off the chain link fence, protecting the New York Yankee Cleveland score.
Another look.
Well, maybe the White Sox, Kansas City. A little higher.
Brandon Moss continues to swing a hot bat.
Watch out. Rifled into the seats.
Bucks now with a dozen hits.
Big time play. It probably won't get a lot of attention, but big time defensive play by Niger Morgan.
Put an end to the inning. Glad to see he's okay. Shaken up a bit. He went to the ground hard.
Top of the 7th.
Two and one. Two balls and a strike. Evens the count. Two and two. Runner at second. Nobody out. Pirates up 6-2. And this will get the runner to third. Morgan not thrilled, but one of those productive outs. Another run 90 feet away.
Speaking of productive nights, Andy LaRoche, 4 at-bats, has stung the ball 3 of the 4 times. There's one hit to show for it.
Breaking pitch in there for a strike.
Perfect opportunity for Andy to pick up the RBI, the infield in. Done his part. He scored a couple runs tonight.
And he'll bring home another run. Carlos Lee misjudged it. And not able to make the catch. And that will give Andy LaRoche a double. Bringing home Moss from third. Pirates opening things up here, leading at 7-2.
And again, hitting the ball right on the button. He moved up into the number 2 spot, John Russell's batting order, and he has done nothing at all to disappoint.
Carlos Lee misjudging it, and Brandon Backey, oh no. Brandon Backey, when he went down to the minors, figured once he got healthy would come up and join the starting rotation. That hasn't happened. Andy LaRoche on second base and on base for the 3rd time tonight. Picks up RBI number 22 on the year. Sanchez has been on base 3 times with a pair of hits and a ribby.
That's just kind of a so-so night for Freddie.
0-1 on Sanchez. One ball, one strike on the Bucco second baseman. Ball fouled out of play.
You know, you always hesitate to go in this kind of a direction, Greg, but last night such a flat ball game, and you want to say that, well, the Pirates they were ready to play. They came to play tonight. Yeah, that's hard to substantiate, and you don't like to say they don't come to play one night and come to play the next. But just from the start, Carson's got them out in the first inning, top of the first, and they came out and scored 3 runs. Whether you're ready or not, that's a great start to a ball game, and they've done nothing to back off at to this point.
This ball popped up. Second baseman Masonette makes the catch. And John Russell, as we talked to him before the game, made the point that they're trying to decrease the stretches, shorten them, where the Pirates offense struggles. Remember, the Pirates lost an 8-game losing streak beginning of this month, and the offense really struggled for a time. And he said, now if we bounce back tonight offensively, then you see it's just a real quick 1-game turnaround. Then the next step is to come back with the offense later in the games, second half of the ball games. If you don't hit early, come back late. But Russell admitted, it was a frustrating night, obviously, and said you do have to give credit to Moeller. You don't pitch a complete game without doing something right. But the key for this Pirates club is not to continue the offensive struggles into tonight's game. They have answered him. 13 hits as Monroe swings and misses. The 49th game tonight the Pirates are playing. It's the 24th time they've had 10 or more hits in a game. Really a surprising Pirate offense. This team doesn't score a bunch of runs, but it gets a lot of hits. Pirates. They came into tonight 5th in the National League in hits. Sanchez on fire.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if the standings were dictated by the number of hits instead of the number of runs?
Yeah. Well, most of the time they're dictated by the best pitching. The Pirates got a good starting performance from Karstens tonight. gets away, and LaRoche moves up.
That breaking ball came straight up. Pudge was over there, as he should be, trying to get the body in front of it. You never know what these spins are going to do when the breaking ball gets down in the dirt. They can go left, they can go right, go straight up like that one did, stay down, scoot underneath.
And back he strikes out Craig Monroe. We'll go to the ninth. Pirates lead 7-3, trying to get a win for Karstens. Night for Joe Kerrigan, the Pirates pitching coach, going over the batting order with the Karstens before the game, and then you'll see the pitching coach Joe Kerrigan during every half inning talking with both the pitcher and the catcher. And here he's checking to see how Karstens is doing, going over the order again, how he's done, onto the mound. We heard when the Pirates signed Kerrigan over the winter as their new pitching coach about the energy level that he brings.
Yeah, and that clip didn't even show you the work on the notebook.
Yeah.
Because that is pitch by pitch. Tom Gorzolani, a non-save situation, so he gets to start the ninth inning as the Pirates have tacked on a couple, have a little insurance, and they lead it by 5. Karstens, first 7, Graybo a scoreless inning, giving up a hit and a walk, and now Tom Gorzolani.
Talk about busy this guy has been in terms of decisions. Gorzo, he's already 2-1, 3 decisions in 4 outings since being called up, and it looks as though he's going to be here a while because Tyler Yates sounds as though the Pirates right-hander is not ready anytime soon to return to the bullpen. It was that move, Yates going on the DL, that brought up Gorzo, and there's a bouncer to short. Pirates have been impressed with Gorzolani's ability now to throw strikes, aggressiveness in that strike zone. Yates, a good sign in that he was throwing earlier today, but still not ready yet, and figure he'd might need a rehab or 2 when he is ready. Tyler Yates on the disabled list. We'll talk to Neil Huntington on the radio tomorrow. The Neil Huntington Show every Sunday before the Pirates play. Check it out, 12:30 on our flagship station and many network stations. News Talk 104.7, Pirates flagship radio station. And the Buccos and Astros will be right here on FSN Pittsburgh as well. As Keppinger fouls it off. A 7-2 lead.
and a much better feel for this Pittsburgh Pirate baseball team tonight than we had last night. And I will temper that also, Greg, by saying that every ball club plays X number of flat games. I mean, it's just 162 baseball games.
Can't help it, right?
It's going to happen, but it's never much fun, and
right.
You want to get on the other side of it as quickly as possible.
Fly ball to right. Delwyn Young there. 2 down. Karsten, 7 innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. $37,167 on hand to see it. They'll stick around for Sky Blast and Zach Brown Band.
And they're starting to rev it up for this 27th out. They're hoping to see it right now. And so is that young man.
Well, if you'll think about coming out tomorrow, youngsters get a Matt Capps replica batting practice jersey. The Mets are in for 4 starting Monday night. Two and 1 on Edwin Masonette. Three balls and a strike. Tomorrow it's Paul Mahalem for the Buccos against Mike Hampton. And obviously Gorzo did not want to do that. Quickly gets the 2 outs and then walks Masonette. Jason Michaels, who spent part of last year with the Pirates. Starting pitchers tomorrow, as we mentioned. Mike Hampton, 5.63 ERA, the veteran left-hander, 2-4, and Paul Mahalem. He's had a couple of bumps in the road. He'll be looking to get back into fine form tomorrow. Michaels takes a strike. He's hitting 176 this year. One ball, 1 strike on Jason Michaels. Deep to left. And short hops the wall. Runner going to be held at third. Second and third. The double, the pinch hit double for Jason Michaels.
Love that extra insurance.
Huh.
Downstairs a little bit, but kind of middle plate.
Obviously, Dave Clark holding the runner, a meaningless run at this point at third. Pirates have said they will return Gorzelani to the minors to start at some point. Michael Bourne doubled off the left-hander Graybo his last time up. Pirates have out-hit Houston 13-8. One ball, 1 strike. Gorzo looks for the last out of the ball game. Get the Pirates even in this series. In the dirt, and Diaz keeps it close.
2 quick outs and a little raggedy
yeah.
for this out number 27.
Looks like somebody up on the mound again. Caps, perhaps.
Yep.
3-1. All of a sudden, the two quick ones and the walk and the double.
Sometimes you just get a little anxious and you get out of your rhythm and you just thinking it's just going to happen by itself. Well, it doesn't. You gotta close the deal.
Caps is ready. Not that he's coming in immediately, but we will see as now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And that is going to be it, apparently, for Gorzo. As the save situation. With the bases loaded and man on deck representing the tie and run, it becomes a save opportunity for Matt Capps. Not the way you really wanted it to end for Gorzelani, certainly, but see what Matt Capps will come on, and amazing that he is here tonight and available. He was available last night to pitch. John Russell was actually kind of hoping to avoid him last night.
But it is interesting. We were talking about this too, Greg, that it's a funny deal getting hit like that, because if you get in a soft tissue area, you can have bruising that can keep you out 5 or 6 weeks. But if you get, and you don't break anything, but if you get on the bone, right on the bone, either break the bone and then you're out, you really got some problems, or else it doesn't bruise because you don't have the muscle, you don't have the tissue there. So it either breaks or you're fine to go ahead and pitch. All right?
Columbia Gas 8-1-1 called the pen. Let's go back to Chicago and see this vicious line drive off the bat of Giovanni Soto in the 9th inning at Wrigley Field on Monday. Cap said it sounded like a gun went off, and at that moment he said, I thought my elbow was completely shattered. He worried about his career. He then when he was the next morning was in the hospital and took this photo for us. You see the stitches, Steve? Can you?
Yeah, we got the stitches. It's kind of a smiley face.
Yeah,
a little bit. But okay.
Okay is right. And it would be nice for him to get right back, as he said, get right back up on that horse and pitch effectively. And it really did look before that line drive that the Matt Capps of 2007 had returned.
Yeah, he's cranking at 94, 95. Talking to him before the game, he said he wants to meet the band. He wants to meet the Zach Brown band because they originated in his neighborhood down in Georgia. Played some local colleges down there, and then they have broken through. So could be a nice lead in for our Zach Brown experience.
Yeah.
They're going to be featured here along with the Sky Blast.
Now Capps trying to close it out for Karstens. Ball 194. This will be his 10th save if he can get his last out. Tejada tonight, 2 out of 4. Capps are showing the good fastball and great control. He struck out the White Sox in the 9th inning, 1-2-3 on Sunday. There's a strike.
Slider.
All 3 batters he faced for the first time in his career. Faced 3, struck all 3 out for his 9th save on Sunday against the White Sox.
And you never really know, and you can think, and I know Matt Capps, and you know Matt Capps, you don't think he's going to be gun shy, but you never know after an experience like that. I'm guessing, knowing him, that he won't be, and hoping he won't be.
Look out, and that got him. Hit by a pitch, forces in a run. Tejada hit by the Capps offering, forcing in a run that is charged to Gorzelani. Makes it 7-3. RBI for Tejada. So Michaels, who doubled to left, moves to third. Bourne walked. He's now at second, and Tejada the RBI at first. It's Berkman against Caps.
Not the guy you really want up there.
Dangerous hitter. Ball one. One swing, he can tie it up.
Yep, and not to get too morbid, but you know what he did in the first series when they were here, the opening series against Sean Burnett.
Strike.
You go back, I think it was a 3-run ding dong.
Caps has faced Berkman 7 times previously. Berkman has 3 hits and a walk against Caps. Misses away. 2-1. Karstens can only watch. Three and one, not close. How about this 9th inning? The Pirates take a 7-2 lead into the 9th, and Gorzolani gets the first 2 routinely, but then walks Edwin Masonette. The double for Michaels, a walk to Bourne. Caps hits the first man, and now walks Berkman to force in another run. And now the fans are really restless. It is 7-4, and Joe Kerrigan to the mound. RBI for Berkman. Brings home Michaels. It looks as though that little bit of rust is there tonight for Caps. Well, the good news is that even though Carlos Lee is as dangerous as Berkman, Caps has done better against Lee over the years. 2 for 10. That one hit a home run versus Matt Caps. El Caballo, Carlos Lee, with the bases still loaded and 2 outs. Karstens went 7, gave up 2 runs. Graybo a scoreless 8, and Gorzolani got 2 outs, but 2 runs charged against him, and he's still responsible for the runner at third. Pulls this one foul, off speed. Apparently the slider. Now Diaz wants to talk to Caps about this.
Well, when it comes down to cases, Matt Caps still basically a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider.
Dabbles with that changeup.
Pirates spread out and deep. They need to cut anything off.
Well, a little more tense than we thought, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Who sang it Don't Come Easy? Is that Ringo Starr? Or is it?
Yeah, one of the Beatles.
0-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed again with a breaking ball. Carlos Lee, you would never think this. He's the 3rd toughest man to strike out in the league. And this big right-handed slugger doesn't strike out much. 2-1, gets away, but runners aren't going to take any chances. 2-1, and Caps looks out of sorts.
And that's a slider, and now Lee's been around a long time. Matt is missing with the slider. I don't know what's going to be called, but Carlos Lee, I would think, is going to be guessing fastball, looking for fastball, sitting on fastball, and this is not a good scenario. He's ahead in the count, and he's thinking percentage-wise that he's going to get the fastball from Matt.
Huge pitch, 2-1, and he went to a breaking ball.
Stays with a slider, and so
now Lee doesn't know what to think, huh?
Well, that was a gutsy pitch, because you got to think that Lee was just sitting on that. So they went away from what they thought he was going to expect.
Well, the Parrot encouraging the folks to stand.
Okay.
And coax the last out of Caps facing Lee. 7-4 game. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 9th. The 2-2. Right to second. Sanchez to first. Raise the Jolly Roger.
Yes, quickly.
Raise it. The Bucks win it 7-4. Caps gets the save after all. And the series is even. The Jolly Roger has been raised.